Hello and welcome back to episode 26 of the Stop in the Rot Challenge, or Save, whatever, with Liverpool FC here on Championship Manager 97-1998. Before we jump in the episode, if you are enjoying the content, enjoying the save, enjoying the series, all that stuff, please smash that red sub button down below and hit the like button as well, all that lovely YouTube stuff. And with that out the way, let's get into it. And yeah, last time out we drew to Bayern in the Champions League group, which was, I think it's away to Bayern Munich, so it wasn't a bad draw in the grand scheme of things, but it did mean that we crashed out of the group stage for the second season running, which isn't great. That's proving to be the sticking point, get out of the groups. We're not a high enough rep yet to maybe be one of the highest seeds, so we're getting put in pots with, we had Milan, Bayern and Espanyol. Espanyol's side maybe, who are probably not even that bad a fourth seed really, fourth pot team. But, it's tough. But we go again next year, hopefully, if we get into the Champions League. Top two should be within our reach. The title, we're only in January, but the title is looking pretty nailed on. But then we saw Newcastle fall away in the 90s. Could easily happen to us. So, although we're technically in the 2000s now. But we also beat Sheffield United and Derby in the league as well. Today we've got Arsenal, Leeds and Chelsea. So, quite a tough group of games. Arsenal obviously were pushing for runners-up a year or two back. Falling off a little bit maybe. Leeds are just one of those teams that we struggle against, and Chelsea, again, they should be doing better probably than they are. They're currently, they're fifth this season, so they have regrouped a little bit. I assume they've bought some defenders. They've got, Paul Ocon's in there now. We saw a couple of episodes back, didn't we? They only had the two centre-backs. They've only got three now. Two goalkeepers. Anthony Betterton is one of them. Okay. Gospodarek. I know there's another. Haven't they got the other Gospodarek as well? I thought they had the other one who was like a all-round player. Have they sold him? Not too sure. Babiaro's gone. Charvet's gone. Dennis Wise has gone. Perk's gone to Barcelona for 13 million. I presume Chelsea are doing alright for funds then. They basically got that money. Tor Andre Flo's there. Aston Villa want him. Okay. Bit of a rebuild going on at Chelsea, but they're doing okay. Arsenal down in 14th actually, so not only have they not really regrouped, Wenger has not got them. They're in debt as well. They've got Scott Booth. They've sold Ian Wright's near the end. They've sold what's his face, Dennis Bergkamp to Newcastle. Yeah, the team, Arsenal were sort of becoming Chelsea and Chelsea becoming Arsenal. Sort of really, it's sad to see as an Arsenal fan. I didn't talk about the fixtures. There wasn't too much to see as we go 1-0 down to Arsenal. Brilliant. The FA Cup against Derby. We might have a quick look if we remember it's an own goal. Brilliant. We had a good 3-1 win in that game. Owen had a 28-minute hat trick. They sort of had a run where it seemed like they were going to score. Like we had 3 periods of commentary where we had players trip over. One of them was David James. They didn't score from that one, but the next attack, Francesco Baiano went through and sort of pulled one back. But 3-1 is how it stayed. We got QPR in the next round, so not too bad. They're in Division 1. They've got quite a small squad. We should hopefully have enough to overcome them as we go 2-1 up in this game. And they're not even playing David Seaman. They're playing that as Rupa, as Patrick Berger's got the double in this game. Double cheeseburger in this game. And then we had another league game against Sunderland, which was the only game, the last game before this game. We controlled it 1-0 pretty much the whole game. We took an early-ish lead, I think. I think it was Batistuta. No, it was Owen again. It was Michael Owen again with the goal. And we were in control. We looked like we were just waiting for that second goal. It wasn't a huge amount of chances from either team, but it felt like we were going to do anything if anyone was. And then we gave away a stupid late penalty, like 86th, 87th minute, something like that, which just gave them an easy draw as we go down to 10 men now, which isn't ideal. We're going to bring off McManaman because, Berger's the one getting the goals. John O'Connor's going to come on. He's going to flip round with Honsho. Yeah, that's what we've got to do. Just try and see out the second half now. 3-1 lead. Hopefully it's enough. As long as they don't instantly get one back, we should be okay. We get a fourth. But with that draw against Sunderland, Spurs, who were second, were completely Spursy, and they drew as well. And to make things worse for them, Man United actually won to go 1 point behind them. So Man United are regrouping, certainly for that second place spot. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that league. So obviously, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We've got to keep churning out these points and just keep that lead. We've got a decent, healthy lead in the league. We just need to maintain that, really. As Owen grabs another. We've actually almost been better with 10 men than we have with 11. It's ridiculous. I don't know if they're testing out this young goalkeeper or something. I saw his name, but I didn't think to look at him. I don't know who he is or who he was, or as they grab one back. 76 minutes. We're going to make a change here as well now. Patrick Berger's going to come off because we just want to protect him, and we need to give Biscard some minutes. Kind of similar for Robbie Fowler as well. Hopefully nothing else changed in the last 10 minutes to make us down to 9 men or something, but even then 5-2 should be. 5-3, they're making it. Is that Steve Bold just scored? Booth. Okay, I doubt Bold's still playing in 2000. He might be. I think he was at Sunderland in real life about then, wasn't he? I think. Possibly, maybe he just retired, I don't know. But yeah, there's David Seaman on the bench. Costa's at 0, but I mean, he looks decent. He's playing quite well. He's a real player from Bolton. Okay. Interesting. Dave James somehow gets man of the match for us despite letting him free. I suppose he might have faced a lot of shots. Bearing in mind we were down to 10 men for basically a half of football. But let's have a look at what that does to the league table, because obviously that's, although I've told you the results, I haven't shown the league table as yet. So we'll have a quick look at that. If it can just hurry up, it's nearly there, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Liverpool, yeah, we are. How did everyone get on? So Tottenham beat Wimbledon and Man United beat Crystal Palace. Probably two outcomes you'd expect. And yeah, it's a point between them. Leeds are sort of sniffing around United as well. So we've got them today, I believe. Chelsea have slipped down to 7th. Did they lose? They lost to Sunderland. Okay, yeah, so interesting. Sort of quite a tough chase for second, really. Or a bit of a chase for the European place is certainly going on in that position. But anyway, we're going to come back. I think it's Leeds next. We'll come back for that kickoff shortly. Okay, that took a slightly bit longer than expected. There was a few FA Cup replays in the week. Quite a lot, actually. There was quite a lot. Must have been quite a lot of draws. There has been some weird transfers in between. So we're going to have a quick look at those. So Nicky Weaver has gone to Man United from Manchester City for 3.6 million. Bit of a strange one. I don't know why or how. Have Man United still got Schmeichel? I think they have. I also saw Klaus Jensen go from... Okay, is he the one that played... Is he not the one that played for Bolton? He can't be. He's gone for... I thought it was, and that's why I saw go to Juventus, and I wish I'd known he was available. He's a little bit more pricey than I'd liked, but good attacking midfielder, actually, or a bit slow, maybe. Anything else happened there? Ventela went from Bari to Torino. Not much to see there. Quite a lot of money for someone who isn't really doing much, really. And nothing really in Spain. There was a couple I thought I saw a few more, but maybe I did. Maybe it was just names really linked to something else, maybe. Dean Gore went from Twente to Feyenoord. Rebrov went to AZ Alkmaar from Kiev. Okay. Enough. Tradzi signed him a few times. Roma player on a free. And that's about it. Not much has actually happened. Let's jump into the Leeds game. I think it's Leeds. It is. It's Leeds. 4th place Leeds. David James is suspended, which is fantastic. Matteo is back, so he's going to come back in. And McAteer, he is pretty much back. But Makalele has been doing enough to keep him out, I think. McAteer's only got a 7 rating, and he's played quite a lot of games. So, yeah, Knutson, we did list him. I forgot to say he's listed. I'm going to try and take the money for him. Tranmere are coming in by the looks of it, so hopefully we can move him on for a bit of money, free up a space, so we can try and maybe this year try and get one of those big strikers and have them ready for next season, ready for Europe, ready to... I don't know. My eyes are on Ronaldo and Maurice, I think, at PSG. If I can grab one of those two, I think I'll be very, very happy. Now, first and foremost, we've got to get past Leeds, dirty Leeds. So far, not showing the dirtiness. We've got to half an hour. We haven't seen any injuries or red cards. So, and we've actually been the ones to give away the penalties. Accor warned, and Andy Gray puts it wide. And that is a let-off for us. I'm assuming they've still got what's-his-face playing? Wordsworth. No, I'm thinking if he was on the bench, he'd like to write his name. He scored goals. Why is he on the bench? Don't get me wrong. I'm fine with that, because he'd have been probably taking the penalty and scoring against us again, which he did certainly in that first season. He was bane of our lives, wasn't he? Every time we played Leeds, he was scoring against us, and I think they were beating us as well. But Michael Owen doesn't miss, doesn't make the same mistake. He scores 54th minute, 1-0 lead against Leeds. And hopefully we can do a little bit different to what the Sunderland game was. We've scored the second goal. That's what was missing in that Sunderland game I talked about. So we had the lead. We were just waiting for that second just to close the game out. We didn't close it out. We gave away a stupid, sloppy equaliser. Not today. And we actually added the third. I think that was Patrick Berger. He's been amongst the goals lately. Oh, it's Jamie Redknapp, in fact. Okay. So, we're going to get to about 70 minutes. We're going to make some changes. Wordsworth is on. Owen with another chance there. McManaman. Steve McManaman. Okay. No. Right, we're going to make those changes. I've missed the 70th minute because I was just looking at something on my phone. It just pops up and I was like, oh. I've been listening to the Quickly Kevin podcast. I love it, and I've just sort of gone back to it. I was used to listen to it when I was on my runs, and I stopped because I went back to music, and now I've just gone back to it again. I don't know why. What changed? I think I just was getting bored of a lot of the same music coming up on my playlist and stuff. I need to do some new ones, and gone back to it, and I've obviously gone to the newer ones. And there's a Harry Redknapp one, absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm only about halfway through it, but I mean, obviously he's a ex-Tottenham manager and West Ham, so as an Arsenal fan, not one of my favourite people, but you can't help but not listen to his stories and the stuff he says. He does have some good stories. He's been around the game for so long. He does have some good stories, and yeah, about halfway through. But I do, if you don't listen to the Quickly Kevin podcast, I do urge you to go and listen to it as Paul Ince picks up an injury. We've got 2 minutes to go. He talks about Frank Lampard Jr. He talks about Jamie Redknapp, and he's just talking about Joe Beecham at the moment, stuff like that. So yeah, really recommend it, and specifically the Harry Redknapp one. It's very, very good. There's some very, very good ones. I think Tony Adams is coming up probably on my run today. I'm going to try and finish off the Harry one before I go for my run, because I haven't got long enough left on the podcast on my run. I don't want to get to start a new one that's only going to be about sort of 15-20 minutes into it. It's not worth it. But anyway, I think there's a bit of an international break after this game. We'll try and have a quick look at the fixtures around the league, see if anyone's helped us out a little bit. But there's an international break. I think it's like the 29th of January we come back for the next game, so a big old wait. So Tottenham, they lost to Man United. Wow. Okay. Obviously we beat Leeds. Who else was up and around there? Leeds, yeah. Tottenham, yeah. So the look of the top 5-6 has completely changed. Chelsea back up into 6th, Borough up into 5th. Leeds, really being snapped back by Chelsea and Borough now. Man City on the verges as well. But Man United have put themselves ahead of Tottenham, and yeah, you can't help but think they're going to go on a bit of a surge now. And that Sunderland game was our first draw of the season. What's that, about 19, 20 games into the season? That's unreal. Right, but anyway, we're going to come back for... the FA Cup has actually jumped ahead of the Chelsea game. So we are just going to play... In fact, there's not a international break then, so it's the FA Cup. We're just going to play the FA Cup FA Cup QPR game. We'll skip the Chelsea game unless there's time. I am on a bit of a tighter schedule today with recording, so I might not have time to squeeze it in, but we'll see. Paul Ince is going to be out. James has returned. Yeah, back in a week. So here we are, back in a week. There was a transfer. It was in Italy, and Seedorf has gone from Real Madrid to Fiorentina for £4 million. I mean, if I'd known he was available as well, I certainly would have taken a look. Not had the best stats, not had the best couple of seasons for Real Madrid, but certainly someone you'd be looking to try and take on for sure. And I don't know why it's gone down here in... This date is all over the place in January. I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, here we are. We've got QPR. We've got to make a few changes because we're going to stick with Richard Wright in goal, actually. We're going to stick McAteer out on right back. Curtis is going to come in for him, and John O'Connor's going to come in for Matteo. Matteo's just come back from injury, so we're going to give him a break. Lee Hughes in at left back. Paul Ince for McDonald. Gerrard's going to come in there. Heidenstrom's going to go on the bench. Redknapp's going to come in for Gerrard. In fact, Jamie Day's going to go on the bench. Biscord's going to come in for McManaman, and Rui Costa's going to come in for him. Murphy on the bench, and then Fowler for Owen. No, Fowler for Owen, and Batistuta for Knutson. I think that's right. Yep. Try and jump up a bit of interest in Knutson. I mean, he's going to be cup tied now. I think he is anyway, but we're going to try and jump up some interest for make him put on a performance that Tranmere are going to go, yeah, we want to sign you. And 10 minutes in, sort of first chances are happening. Knutson, Fowler. We're looking good. Is that Harper? I think that's the old Arsenal goalkeeper, Harper. Is it Lee Harper in goal? Chris Holland there. And QPR have taken the shock lead against our rotated team. Not ideal. Not ideal. And they've done it again. It's Steve Slade again. What is going on? This team we've put out should have more than enough to be dealing with QPR. I don't know how they're doing in the league. They could be top and absolutely smashing it for all we know. But looking at their squad, I don't think so, because they've not got much depth. If they get a couple of injuries, they'd be well and truly in lumber. But so are we at the moment. Going into half time, we are in big, big trouble in this game. I don't really know how to explain this, because we're not that bad. We haven't played that bad. We've played quite well. Okay, 45 minutes. Can we grab one just before half time? No. We're talking about Knutson putting on a show. I mean, if anything, Tranmere are going to be like, sod you, mate. We'll keep our 1.7 million at this rate. Can we do something in the second half just to address this? I mean, are we FA Cup holders? I think we are. And we're going to go out in the 4th round to a Division 1 team. That's not ideal. I mean, I guess it would give us the... Knutson's grabbed his goal. I guess it would give us the league to focus on this season. But, I mean, the league is not cut and dry, but it's getting close to it. I mean, the last thing we want now really is a... Well, Robbie Fowler's had a stinker. Michael Owen's coming on. Jamie Day for Steven Gerrard, I think. Yeah, because the two attacking midfielders have played quite well. And we're going to go Kieran Dyer for Jason McAteery's, but just back from injury. Dyer's first action in the game is to give the ball away. Rui Costa, Knutson. Knutson again. Knutson should have got us back in the game, really. He should have been getting us back in that game. Towards that end of that second half, we had a lot. How have we lost this game? Absolutely disgusting. We're not going to play the FA Cup game. I'm looking at the time on the clock. I've got somewhere to be. I've got stuff to do, and the episode's actually already running quite long. Even with chopping a few bits out, I think potentially it's running a bit long. But let's have a look at where we're going to be coming back next time. Obviously, I think we have now got there's not a break. There's a week break. There never was an international break. It was just me looking at the gap. It was the FA Cup, wasn't it? Yeah, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. That really, really is not a great result. So we're going to come back in February somewhere. So, I mean, it's got to be... Man City were having a good season. Man City, Bolton and Newcastle probably. They're the 3. Ipswich, I think, are down the bottom. Rock bottom. I mean, Bolton are down there as well. Newcastle are middling. And obviously Man City, we know, are doing quite well. Sort of up at fits and starts doing quite well. But yeah, so that's where we're going to come back. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please drop a like down below. Hit the sub button if you're new around here as well. If you're joining in episode 26, I'd be surprised, but you know, who knows. But yeah, hit that sub button, and until next time for those 3 games, I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.